How's it going, guys? It's RaiderKnight, and today for Age of Civilizations, I just want to do a kind of simple video. I think for this video what we're going to do is we're going to do a modern scenario, AI battle essentially. I'm playing as Jamaica, so whatever happens, happens, and we're just going to start the video. So hopefully you enjoy, and let's begin. I'm gonna speed it up to about turn 5-ish. Well, it's at turn 6, but that's fine. So at turn 6 you have Russia, number 1, obviously. USA second, Argentina third, which is kind of surprising, but they're tied up with Brazil, so I guess it's not that crazy. And Canada is also tied. So Russia, USA, Argentina, Brazil, Canada, and China are your top 5 at the moment. Or top 6. Yeah, it's top 6. Okay. So let's speed it up to about turn 10. And then we'll see, like, you know, kind of where the world is at. Russia, USA, Brazil, Argentina, and Mongolia. Alright. So, apparently USA is in second place, but they're not really doing that well. And fuck. What? Panama is over here like just expanding like crazy. You don't see that very often, but Mexico's doing pretty bad, and Canada's doing pretty bad, so America's going to have a pretty easy time against them. But, you know, Panama surprisingly isn't as weak as I thought they'd be. Panama obviously probably not going to survive out of all these countries, but you got Brazil and Argentina. But I think Mexico, they got themselves into a war pretty early on. And I'm guessing that, you know, Panama probably just was a little bit more prepared than Mexico was. So, and yeah, with Mexico in multiple battles, they just couldn't survive. At least that is my guess. Over here in Europe, you have France doing alright. And not really too much interesting stuff. You got Poland, I guess. But that's really about it over here. Russia in a pretty good situation at the moment. They're struggling for some reason against Poland, but I think that'll get wrapped up pretty quickly. Over here in Asia, China apparently got themselves into too many battles against Korea. And I'm guessing Nepal also, or no, Nepal fought India. But Mongolia and Korea apparently took China down. Over here in Kazakhstan, they're trying to take over the Middle East. And you have India, you know, trying to make themselves an empire. And over here in Oceania, not really too much interesting happened other than a little bit of colonization from New Zealand. And the Saudis are trying to make an expansion, and a few other small countries. The Congo not doing bad, and Namibia not doing bad either. So I'm going to speed it up, and we're going to see what happens on about turn 15. Maybe 20. So we're getting attacked. But on turn 15, Russia... Or I skipped it. I'm just going to skip another turn ahead. You have Russia, USA, the Congo, Mongolia, and Brazil. So, I'm just going to look at the map and kind of, you know, see what's going on. Apparently the Congo are doing really good. They're probably going to take a lot of the southern African land, and they're probably going to take Africa. Definitely a country to watch. Watch the Congo. Brazil is still up there somehow, but I think Peru, or maybe it's Argentina. I don't know. It's still kind of anybody's fight. I think, you know, if you're Panama, you're in a pretty good situation when it comes to the South. They're really, like down here, Panama, I don't even know why you're dealing with America. I think Panama is screwing themselves a little bit, but Canada is doing a little bit better. And, you know, Panama might have a chance. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of rooting for Panama because they're doing not really that bad. And I've never really seen Panama pull off a win like this. This is crazy. But other than all that, I definitely think Peru and Brazil are going to be the big fighters in South America. Over here in the Middle East, it looks like Saudi Arabia. Apparently they got Morocco also. That's kind of different. I don't really see that often either. Kazakhstan, you know, they're doing whatever. Kind of off to a slow start, to be honest. Usually you see Kazakhstan expanding a lot more quicker. India apparently is trying to go for an empire, but Australia is not having that. And then Mongolia is essentially, they just took over China. So probably going to be Mongolia's game. I think, you know, in Asia, Mongolia is looking really good. Over here in Russia, they're still struggling with Poland. But Poland is probably going to get taken over because France has joined the battle. Norway is formed up pretty powerfully, and even the United Kingdom not looking too bad. So a lot of changes, and it's looking kind of cool right now. I'm going to speed up to turn 20. So on turn 20 we have Russia number 1, the Congo at 2nd, Panama in 3rd place, Brazil 4th, and Canada 4th, and Mongolia 4th. So a lot of changes. So I'm kind of liking our top 3. We don't really get this kind of variety that often. I really like how the Congo are doing good, because you don't really see the Congo do that good that often, and you don't see Panama do that good that often. So, you know, we got an interesting scenario, especially in the North American continent. It's kind of surprising that Panama is doing so good, and you have the USA kind of, you know, they were number 1. They were taking over Canada and Mexico, and now they're just kind of like, you know, getting teamed up by both of these countries, and they're not looking that good. So I definitely like how things are going over here. I think it's really cool, and to say a lot different than what we usually see. In South America, it's still a mess, but it's looking like Brazil might win. I don't know. Over here in Asia, apparently India is trying to go after Australia and Mongolia at the same time. Probably not going to go that good for India, but you never really know. Over here, Mongolia is going after Japan. Probably not their best decision. If I was Mongolia, I would have gone after India, or I would have gone after Kazakhstan, because now you've allowed Russia to get so powerful, they're probably going to win the game, because they're going after France now also. And it was really cool because Russia was not doing that good until just recently. So it's still anybody's game, but Russia, you know, Russia and the Congo are probably, you know, your top 2 right now. And Russia is looking like they probably are about to roll over Europe. So I don't know what's going to happen, but that's kind of where the game is at the moment. I'm going to speed it up to turn 25. So turn 26, you have Russia number 1, the Congo in 2nd, Panama in 3rd, Mongolia 4th, and Brazil in 5th. As we predicted, Russia took over Europe in a big invasion. It was like no contest at all. Europe is probably doomed. Russia's going to win in that regard. Over in the Middle East, I don't even know why, but the Saudis still have Morocco for some reason. And now they're having a pretty big battle against Kazakhstan. Mongolia seems to have gotten things under control, and they're looking really good right now. If they can take over India really quickly, and, you know, I'd actually honestly go to war with Russia at this exact moment. If you guys all teamed up against Russia, you know, Russia would lose. Over here in Oceania, though, you got Australia and New Zealand causing some trouble, so watch for that a little bit. And you have this country that I can't pronounce the name of doing alright, I guess. But definitely the Congo are number 1. They need to expand quicker, though. The Congo is slowing down, and they're not going fast enough. And then you have Brazil, which is probably going to take over South America. So, turn 30, you have Russia number 1, but they're slowing down. I think they lost land. The Congo is blowing up. Panama doing alright, but they're slowing down. Mongolia doing pretty good still, and Brazil doing pretty good still. So a few things have changed. Obviously, the Congo have blown up. They've gotten a lot of land in the north, and they're looking really good now. Meanwhile, Russia has stalled in Europe, and they might actually, they might lose. I think Russia is not going to win, but don't quote me on that until it's over. But definitely over here in Asia, you got a lot of battles going on. I'm kind of rooting for Mongolia. They're doing alright so far, but they're going to have to pick up the pace. And it definitely looks like Australia is also doing really good. So I'm going to speed it up. And once again, Brazil, they're about the same. Nothing really changed. There's a big battle, though, in North America between Canada and Panama. Panama really needs to pick up the pace if they're going to, even have a chance of winning. So turn 35, you have the Congo, Panama, Russia in third place, Mongolia, and Brazil. This is a really interesting game. I'm really liking how it's turned out so far. And you have the United Kingdom apparently also in 5th place, but I'm really liking this game so far. A lot of interesting countries getting big. I definitely like how the Congo has Africa, and Panama is doing so good, even though I'm kind of surprised Brazil hasn't been doing a little bit better. They should have won a long time ago. But they're just, they're in this endless war right now with Peru. But it looks like it's finally about to be wrapped up with, and then we'll get the big battle between Panama and Brazil. Over here, again, you got the Congo. They're probably going to go to war soon with the Saudis, and that'll be a pretty big one. The UK and Norway are kind of teaming up against Russia, and it's definitely working. It looks like the UK might even be able to beat Russia if another country helps them. Obviously, not much has changed over here, though. So I'm going to speed it up to turn 40. Turn 40, you have the Congo, Russia has reclaimed their second spot, Panama, Mongolia, and Brazil. So maybe we won't see Russia lose, but I'm not sure. The Congo are looking really good. They took over the Saudis like we said they would, and they're just rolling over everybody. So the Congo are looking really unstoppable at this point. Mongolia has gotten most of their stuff together, and it looks like if Mongolia can at least keep Australia at bay, it does look like Mongolia will win in a lot of Asia. So keep your fingers crossed for that. Russia, they're still in a pretty big battle, but for the most part, they got things under control. They defeated Norway, and that's kind of the big hit right there, because the UK can't defend itself now, because they were kind of helping each other, but now Russia is probably going to walk over Europe. Turn 45, you have Russia at number 1 again, sadly. The Congo, Panama, you had good runs, but it's looking like Russia's going to reclaim their throne. You got Australia and Brazil in 4th place. So, I'm still rooting for the Congo. It's not over yet. The Congo could still win. I kind of want them to attack Russia like right now, because this is interesting. I really want to see the Congo win. But they got a long ways to go. Obviously, in Asia, it's still anybody's game. Australia got the better of Mongolia, and it definitely looks like Australia is going to win, but they're kind of all, they're all weak nations at this point. Everybody else, like Russia and the Congo, they're way past them. I really wouldn't doubt if Russia went after Kazakhstan pretty soon. So don't really expect that much from these countries unless Australia gets really lucky, but it does look like Russia is going to take over the UK at any point. Panama winning over here in North America, but they're not going fast enough to get first place, I don't think. Turn 51. The Congo have reclaimed their throne, Panama in second place, and Russia in third place, Mongolia fourth, and Australia in fifth. So a lot has changed, as you can tell, in just like 6 turns, and the Congo are going after all of Asia. They decided Russia would not be the right answer, and instead they've just taken over all of India, and they're literally going to walk over all of this. That's a pretty good decision they made, and it's looking like it's going to pay off pretty well. Meanwhile, Russia, they're still in those slow battles. They're just not, they're not expanding fast enough. And it's kind of unlike Russia to not be expanding, but I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't like it when Russia wins, because Russia wins way too much in this game. And Panama, they kind of rolled over Brazil, so definitely expect Panama to possibly invade the old world at any point. E5, you have the Congo winning, Panama, Russia, Mongolia, and Australia. So no real changes except for a big battle between Russia and the Congo. This one's going to decide it all, so at this point, I don't really want to speed through 5 turns at a time, because it does appear to be that Panama is just going to attack me to the end of time. So really, whoever wins between these two countries is going to be the winner, most likely. So I'm going to speed through it, and I'm just going to kind of see what happens. I'm just going to keep clicking the button. I'm hoping the Congo can win, and it does look like the Congo is winning at the moment. So the Congo are looking really good, unless the United Kingdom, starts really slowing them down like they are right now. They're getting close to Moscow, though. The UK did not take Moscow. The battle is raging on, but Australia and a lot of other countries are really slowing the Congo down, so I'm not really sure who's going to win. It's kind of anybody's game at this point. You really don't know who's going to win. And that's alright. It's completely fine to not know who wins. Even Mongolia, Mongolia can get a comeback. It really just depends. I mean, the Congo are shrinking, and Panama's about to pass them. Even, it's still, stutters, Jesus Christ. It really wouldn't be a surprise if the United Kingdom came back from this also. News now. Moscow has fallen to Mongolia, who has kind of rebuilt their empire. Obviously, there's still a lot of countries who could still win, but at the current glance at the map, Mongolia and the Congo are definitely going to have a big battle ahead. Russia has pretty much collapsed, so Australia, Mongolia, and the Congo are some big countries to look at.